Honorable Afolabi Olalekan Rasheed. I represent the entire people of Ifelodun Odot in Buripe Federal Constituency from Osun State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleague, I rise before you this afternoon to present a motion on the need for a clear-cut policy to check Nigerian rising population. The House notes with concern that please don't confuse me. The House,
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, I rise before you this afternoon to move the motion on the need for a clear-cut policy to check Nigerian rising population. The House notes with concern that 58 years after political independence rule, Nigeria is still struggling to find its footing as other nations that attained independence in the 1960s due to an ever-increasing population without commensurate economic development. Further notes that at independence, Nigerian population was at 45.2 million, according to available data from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, while Britain population was 52.4 million. However, the current Nigerian population is estimated at 200 million, 215,000. Britain's current population is estimated to be 66 million, 173, based on the United Nations estimation as at Sunday, July 7, 2019, constituting a change of about 344.4% and 27.6% between 1960 and 2019, respectively. Disturbed that Nigerian population is growing faster than its economy, with the current population growing rate. Nigerian GDP per capita, which was $92.96 at independence, currently stood at $2,178. And as per World Bank estimates, that makes it a poor country despite being Africa's largest economy. While that of Britain, which was $13,827 in 1960, is now $42,986. And South Africa, the second largest economy, with a GDP per capita of $433.94 in 1960, is now $6,325. With that of Egypt, the third largest economy, having a GDP of $708 in 1960, which currently stood at $2,549, with over 80% of Nigeria still living below poverty level. Aware that Nigeria is ranked 152nd among 188 nations in the Global Human Development Index of the United Nations Program. Also, in terms of GDP per capita at nominal value, Nigeria is ranked 131st by IMF, 128th by World Bank, and 133rd by United Nations, respectively. Further aware that over the years in Nigeria, numerous brilliant policies have been formulated with population policy inclusive, but no apparent and significant development to show for that, as evidenced by the fact that Nigeria has continued to remain in the category of the least developed country of the world. Worried that development economies have for long argued that developing countries must control their population to achieve higher per capita income growth rate, improve quality of life of citizens, transit to industrial age, and that the GDP must expand at a higher rate to improve human development indexes. Further worried that a further projection by United Nations Development Program put the Nigerian population by 2050 at over 400 million, thereby placing it at a very precarious situation. Observes that China and India have proved that the greatest wealth of a country is its people, by transiting from a poor agrarian economy to becoming world's second and seventh largest economy, using their large pool of cheap labor to mass-produce agricultural, mineral, and consumer goods. Concerned that, according to the latest statistics, Nigeria has been adjudged as the country with the largest number of people living in extreme poverty, with half of our population living with less than $1.9 a day, with the population boom not abating. The House resolved to, 1, call on the federal government to come up with a conscious and a clear-cut policy to check the rising and alarming tides of the geometrical rate of the Nigerian population. 2, urge the government to aggressively move and re-energize its family planning program. 3, further call on the federal government to invest heavily in agriculture, technology, human development, and policy that will change the course of our economic development. And finally, 4, to mandate the Committee on Population when considered to ensure imposition. I so move, Mr. Speaker, on this motion. My name still remains Honorable Afolabi Olalekan Rasheed, representing the entire people of the Federal Constituency from Osun. Mr. Speaker, we have been living under the illusion in this country that we are rich. But if we take our time to sit down and analyze our population vis-a-vis our economic development and growth, we will realize that we are poor. And the earlier the better we wake up to the reality of the danger posed at the rates our population is increasing geometrically, the better it will be for this country. Mr. Speaker, at independence, Nigerian population was just 45.2 million, while Britain population was just 52 million. As of today, Nigerian population has moved from what it was in 1960 to 200 million. Mr. Speaker, that is exactly an increase of 344.4% within a space of 58 years. Why the government, our colonial master that gave us independence, which population was above our own population by 7 million then, only moved marginally from 52 million to 62 million now. That is an increase of just 27%. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the way our population is just rising geometrically every day without a commensurate economic development to match the population, if we fail to do something about it, that may spell doom for the future of this country. Mr. Speaker, what do we need to do? Mr. Speaker, we need to come up with a conscious policy in this country to check and control the rising tide of our population, while the country invests heavily in areas like agriculture that can generate more employment for our people, investment in science and technology, investment in human capital that will engender a rapid growth that can match up the rate at which our population is increasing, so that the country will be better for it. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, without wasting much of our time, because time is fast spent, I want to humbly urge the House and my honorable colleagues to support all this important motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.